being told like, oh, you need to stop looking, you need to experience. Bro, even me, I'll tell my dad.
What do you mean experience? What do you mean experience? Like, could you explain?
It's like the person is saying that, oh, you need to live. Like, I feel like you have to focus on this thing. I'm like, see me, I literally told my dad the whole situation. Like, obviously I left out things, but I told him about like, oh, you see me in this life, I feel like I don't have any constancy in terms of like friendships and well, he kind of got the message because I was like alluding to, I was like, I'm a 25-year-old man, blah blah. So he kind of got the messaging. But even my dad was like, I understand, don't worry, God will, like, just consoling me. So I honestly prefer that because it means that person understands me and they know me. They know that I'm not looking for this thing. Because I'm not, bro. I've been there. I've been there. It's the ghetto. Like looking and chasing after relationship. I've been there. I've been there. Like, it's the ghetto for real. Like, that is what made me enter.
Could you explain what you mean? Could you explain what you mean by what the ghetto? Like,
it's like when I feel like when you are pursuing relationship, and I spoke about this on Good
pursuing
Thoughts.
relationship and not moving. Like, I want to know what it is, because people pursue relationships. That's not a bad thing. But what is the issue there for you?
So like when I say pursue relationship, I mean that there's probably a gap in your life that you're trying to use that relationship to fill. And it's not to say that when you are actually ready and mature enough to want to pursue a real relationship, you're not trying to feel like an emotional gap. But like I would say is that there's probably some things that you haven't worked through that you're trying to use this relationship to fill. It's like I said on Good Thoughts. It's like some people want to use relationships to have other people love them and do their hard work for them. Some people want to use relationships to go and find sin partners, my mother would say. Some people will use relationships.
You say sin partners. That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm dead.
I told my mom, like, oh, I have a girlfriend. She said, there's no such thing as girlfriend. It's just your sin partner.
Oh, my God. Oh, God in heaven.
That was actually hilarious. But basically what I'm saying is that, like, there's a point where you might be it's like when you are so fixated on this thing that you are not willing to accept the idea that, like, it might not happen. And you're not willing to accept the idea that, okay, this is not God's will for you. That's what I say, you're fixated on it. Like, if you can't learn to just let go, that's when you have a fixation and an obsession, right? So I've been there, right? Like, I've been there, and never again. Like, I'm not like fixated on this thing where I'm like, okay, you are like, I'm not looking at you as like your end goal, final goal. To me, it's just like, hey, like, if we hit it up, if like things are going well, we'll just keep learning about each other, and we are old enough to have mature conversations at the end of the day.
But do you know where that comes from? Do you know where that stems from?
Where?
The whole freaking dating to marry thing, bro.
I was thinking about this in the gym, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing.
It's a good thing and a bad thing, but the thing is, like, people are so focused on, like, I'll speak for myself now. So what I'm saying right now is that, like, there's always this point of, like, for me, when it came to all these relationships things and all of that, it's like it comes to a point where it's like, I haven't even dated this person, but I have to be sure that this is my partner for life already.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
For anything is like, it's a trigger. It's like, it's like, I feel like I'm supposed to know. That's that's control, by the way. When I think about it, that's the control. That's control thing in me. It's like, I feel like I need to be sure that you're my partner for life before I can even date you, to even find out if you're like, there's no. And the thing is that, like, I had this conversation with my brother yesterday that really, really just it kind of slapped me a little because I was like, you always do this thing too much where it's like you're always focusing on like end goal, marriage, and everything. And it's like because your friends are married and everything like that, I can understand that. But the issue here is that you don't even date these people fully. You're never focused on even enjoying the relationship. You're never focused on even like. And the whole point of this is, and the whole point of this is like,
Sorry,
uh,
can we define dates?
figuring out if this is going to work long term.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Being together, adding to your day to day, working together, seeing how life works with two of you together in the same space for a while,
Okay.
and
Okay.
that's just my own opinion in all of this. It's like that fixation for people, especially Christianity. I'm gonna be honest, like Christian people make dating the worst thing ever because it's like I've never heard someone say enjoy dating. It's like don't marry the wrong person. And what has truth? It's always like we're so scared to even like. There's also that fear of like your mom said now, boyfriend and girlfriend,
Same partner.
same partner. You see, it's all this like don't be like the world. Obviously, you're not dating like the world and all of those kind of things. Like you aren't. It's just like, bruv, try and figure it out and allow life happen and enjoy it. Because again, like the one thing is like it feels like yes, like you enjoy relationships, they come and go. But I'm even telling myself right now, I look back at some things like I was so focused on making sure it was the right person that I never can fully enjoy these things. Or you even like even this is just even finding out if like this is just even knowing the person. You are so fixated on
The end goal.
the end goal that the present is to turn out.
It's kind of that whole thing about like don't focus on the destination, enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey.
Well, you
And
know what? Yeah.
that's let's be honest, that's a part of it comes from that fixation. Yes, I understood that there were extra things, trying to allow someone else love you to do the work and all of those kind of things. But there's always been that asterisk on what dating is for you.
You know the way I'm thinking about it is because like I think that whole like dating to marry and that whole mindset
Just
and why
you know I said going back to intentional what's that thing?
intentional vibes.
Is it what's the thing he said, let's just be
Intentional vibes.
No, it's intentional vibes, but there was something he said, let's just intentional is it I've not been intentional conversations.
Vibes.
Let's just intentionally vibe, but that's what you said to someone.
Yeah, I said let's do intentional vibes.
I think that's kind of it.
And you know what? When I tell a girl that, she thinks I'm crazy, but I'm like, to be honest, for that particular situation, she was already at a certain place, and I wasn't there. So to her, obviously, like that didn't make sense. But I feel like that is literally what like dating as a Christian is literally intentional vibes. Like you're not doing this because it's like, I don't know, like I don't have anything in mind. I think you have to have like an end goal in mind, but don't let that take away. Like let that just guide how you go about things. And it's not even the end goal that guides how you go about things. It is your identity as a Christian in terms of like you are living to please God, and so you value things like honesty with this person. You value things like transparency with this person. Like you guys can have difficult conversations, uncomfortable conversations about, and this is like, I also think too, like it's not that every time you have to have a serious conversation. When you're just vibing with someone, you don't have to say, okay, so what are we doing? Like, no, like enjoy the ride. When there's a conversation that needs to be had, have the conversation. So like I don't know, like the whole like dating to marry thing, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the problem is that I think it's so wrapped around in fear from the mistakes that people have made in the past, right? And so like that fear
something like purity culture.
exactly, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's an extreme reaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that fear now starts to make you think about, oh, what if I make the mistake? What, like you're so mistake conscious that you forget to live.
That stop talking there. Stop talking. Stop talking there. Stop talking there. But yes, that one slaps me when you just said that. But I'm just going to put that to the side.
Yeah,
But stop. But like that, I get exactly what you said. That kind of hit me. Something just came to my mind. This is the most unpopular opinion that I will give you guys from coming from me. I do not like relationship sermons.
you know what? You know what? I agree as well. I agree as well. I you I okay. This is tough. I think there's a place for it. There's a place for it, definitely. Because like what it is that people are trying to give other people wisdom on this very ambiguous thing. This very ambiguous situation that like nobody, it's one of those things like relationships where like maybe I think we've made such a farce and a big deal about it
Yeah,
that we forget that like this is just how human interaction works. You
and it's
think
from
like
someone's perspective. Don't get
exactly.
me wrong. I just feel like if you're doing the basics, going through every single thing scripturally, and you're seeing Proverbs 31, where you're seeing all these kind of things, you're seeing all of that there, and you're being honest and intentional and doing all these kind of things there. I genuinely think that's all you need. Because I just think like, well, personally for me, it's like there's always a lot of noise. And I don't know if I've said it before, but my brain takes in a lot of things. And I'm still working on how to filter things in. But
Yeah.
like literally I can grasp everything. What's the name of that guy that talks? If anyone has watched Manifest, there's this guy that could absorb people's emotions and everything like that. That's how
Okay.
I can absorb things. It's kind of mad. And all it does is just too much noise, anxiety, and rubbish. But that's why for me, anyone, I always like, I'm not listening. I do not, I stopped listening to them a long time ago.
Yes.
Another person that told me about this that she said she didn't like was your brother's wife. She was like, I'm not listening to this anymore, man.
Oh, that's what she said.
She said she doesn't listen to any of those things anymore. Obviously, that
Yeah.
yeah, marriage's advice and everything like that, that she can take. But when it came to relationship, she said she stopped listening to it because she was like, I'm not having this.
Yeah, because everybody's on their own journey. Like these people are going to speak on their own. Like this is something that is so subjective to somebody's experience. Like you cannot remove like anything somebody says about relationship from who they are as a person. So obviously, whatever advice they give is going to be biased by who they are and what
Yeah.
they've been through and all those things. So unless you are somebody are living a very similar kind of life, that's when like you should pay attention.
Yeah.
Unless like they are giving, because I think this whole we've made such a mess of this thing. Like when our parents were like vibing and enjoying themselves, like
Bro,
when they
that's what my mom always tells me. Is like my my mom and dad. I don't even know. I don't even know who they were, but I'm glad they are just. And the things that for me is like they're so free, and I kind of understand where they come. My mom is always like, "Why are you so stressed about this thing?" And I'm like, "Because I'm not trying to make a mistake. Stop." Because that's the thing. Is like it's a lot of things where we're just like, there's so much fixation on not doing the wrong thing.
see that's why I posted this on my Instagram a lot, and I was like before, and I was like, a lot of Christians are being shackled by fear. This is why I released "The Devil Is a Bastard." It's fear. I do like anytime I'm sort of caught in that cycle, I always remember this scripture. I think it's Romans 8, I think
Verse 20.
15, verse 15, where the Bible says that but God has not given us a spirit that makes us fearful slaves, but He has given us a spirit of adoption where we can cry out, Abba, Father. And
Abba
then
Father, Romans.
there's Galatians 2, I believe, where it says that
I
like
no longer call you.
God has given us a spirit like you have been called to freedom. So
Freedom, yeah.
don't use your
Use it,
freedom to gratify the desires of your flesh.
but use it to do good.
Exactly. So I'm like, honestly, God has called me to freedom. And in freedom, I can make mistakes. That's fine. I can make mistakes.
Not intentionally though, but like
Not intentionally, but there's grace for me to make mistakes.
there's always something someone says that in God's plan, God made room for your mumu.
Exactly. God made room for your stupidity.
Yeah, made room for your stupidity. And there's this song that I always listen to that I think God was always reminding me. It's like, you make all things. It's Canvas and the Clay by
Oh
Tribal
yeah,
Music.
you always send it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and the Lord is casting out fear today. Some of your steps have been waiting because of fear of past mistakes. And the Lord is, and it's like the Lord is walk. He said, "I'm holding you by your hand. I'm walking you through. I'm the author. I'm the author. Turn your eyes to the author and the finisher." And the whole name of the song is like, "You make all things work together for our good." And I think the thing is that there's just that. Okay, this is a revelation moment right now for me, and I think it's like, if you stumble, my hand is still there to catch you. If you stumble, like, what's the scripture that it says, like, the righteous falls 99 times or whatever, but he gets back.
Yeah, the righteous fall down 7 times, but they get back
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And the behold the one, the Lord our God who is able to keep us from stumbling or
Stop
something, like,
falling. Yeah,
from
Jude.
falling. Jude
Yeah.
as well too. And sometimes scripture does be coming back, and you're just like,
Bro.
and that's just like, I wish for me one thing I learned in my life was that one of my, okay, this is such a transparent moment, but I wish for one thing in my life that I lived life not needing to be perfect, and I just did stuff and moved with, and just,
You know, this is something that a lot of strict Christians actually struggle with.
like, I wish I literally, yes, thank God for life. There's always good things. It doesn't take the fact for I'm not thankful, but it's something that I kind of just, I wish I wish I just freed myself a lot, knowing fully well that God will still catch me, and not lived a life where fear was always, where the fear of making a mistake, where the fear of doing the wrong thing, where the fear of things not working out, where the fear of, where I wish I lived a life with knowing fully well that God still always had me. Like, I could stumble, I could fail, I could do things, and I still had a God who still cared and he still would lift me up. In fact, he's not even going to let me drop. He was right there with me, and he will still, and no matter how hard, no matter what it is, obviously, I'm not saying like be moving mad, obviously, with context, but it's just like, I wish I understood the concept of grace a lot as a younger person, rather than just living life on one straight road. Obviously, narrows the path and everything like that, but living life into a way that is just like, you miss out on a lot of things for your youth, though.
Okay, so people say that, but then I was actually talking to my dad about this, and what I was saying was that the truth is that like we young people, like we don't like slow and steady. We like the excitement of our youth, and it's great. Like God has given us youthful energy, youthful passion for a reason. But the truth is that like we still cannot afford to be reckless because in your
Again, I just said it within my words.
yeah
Context.
yeah
Context of never being reckless. It's like, yes, you do these things with wisdom and understanding. But my own concept of everything is that there are a lot of steps in my life that I wish I made in the past. and I still wish I could make at this point, but like, God glory to God, everything is like, we still move it like, but there are a lot of things I took to myself that I'm just like, it kind of feels like a little bit of regret, but it's not, the regrets are not heavy anymore. It's like, oh, I wish I enjoyed those times. Or I wish I just stayed in a moment instead of worrying about the worst thing that could happen. Or I wish I wish I took the trip when I had the time. I wish I did all these kind of things, just because it's like, you're so fearful of a mistake. You're so fearful of doing the wrong thing that you just end up being so.
I get you. I get you. And I'm like, man, how did we get Christianity so wrong, man? Because I don't know. That's the one thing that I always, especially recently, that I've been meditating on is that really God has come to be free. You know, when Jesus said that, like, you know, the kingdom of God is for these, is for people like these little ones. He was talking to children. Like, it's like when his children came to Jesus and his disciples, and the disciples were saying, "Oh, tell these children to shoot," and then Jesus was like, "No, like the kingdom of heaven is such as these." And this is why I got I think I shared this with you. I got so convicted about this clothing brand idea called Wise Child, because I'm like, literally, like, as Christians, that's what God has called us to be, is wise children. Like, move in wisdom. Don't be reckless. God has given you wisdom in his word, but you should embrace the freedom a child has. You see a child like jumping, like a child like playing on, like, in a playground and climbing things and doing all these things. They're not thinking about, like, oh, falling down, because they're like, okay, my parents will probably come and carry me, kind of thing. Like, maybe that's the picture we need to have in our minds, is that we can move through life, but like we can move through life like resting and trusting that even when we fall, God still got us. Like, God is still going to be there to dress our wounds. Like, that is the mindset of a child
And
on
you
a
know, one thing
playground.
about it is like, I think it's just like, this is a revelation moment just for me. Again, release is not for you people, it's for me.
It's for me too.
It's for me.
You guys just listening.
You guys just listen to my thoughts. These are the thoughts. But it's just like understanding that it says all things will work together for the good. Yes, it will. And it does. And it still has. And I'm like, it causes me, like, that's a place of rest. Knowing that, bro, you don't know what to do. All right. God, I don't know what to do. So I'll just take a decision. And if anything, whatever it is, I don't know how to say it. It's like, there's just a point where I'm just like, it's just me understanding that I think I've just been moving through my life with fear of making the wrong move. Let me make an example now. I quit my job already, like the job I got this year, but I knew I should have quit that job 3 months into the job. I knew I should have quit that job 3 months into the job because I felt like God was calling me to greater things. But I didn't see it. I didn't believe it. And for someone who didn't have a job for almost 2 years, I did not. I would say I would say I won't say I felt like. Well, I say I felt like, but I just knew that, man, I think I can go for other things that I want. Like I can, but I just felt, you know what, this is 1 year. Take this, do this work, like, you know, build your work ethic, see how it works. It feels to be working a company for a while, because I didn't have enough muscle memory to like do the 9 to 5 as much as I have right now. But it's the case for me was just like, if I was someone who moved with like whatever happens, God will still take care of me. I'd have quit that job a long time ago. But because I was so scared of bills, I don't want to be like that person that didn't have money before. I didn't want to be all of that. and that affected my purview. But if I knew that, thank you, Holy Spirit. Someone told me this, that you don't even know the meaning of your name and you're not walking the meaning of your name. Have I ever told you the meaning of my name?
I think you did. But remind me.
My full name is Oluwafumi Tor. It means God has given me to be cared for. And I have never ever walked in that fullness and understanding that, bruv, relax. Walk in who you are. And stop worrying. So it is what the Holy Spirit is showing me again. It's like, stop being stressed. Let the prophecy,
Prophecy, yeah.
the prophecy on your life be fulfilled, and stop stressing. And I think it's very important because they say name your kids well, please. Name your kids well. Like, don't get me wrong. The funniest thing I've seen somebody call their child is Iniesta, bro. Bro, it was when I used to coach and everything, and I would just say Iniesta, and I'm like, there's no way you're calling your kid Iniesta. And I looked at his name, and like his name was Iniesta. I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
That's
It was
crazy.
like Iniesta. They called the kid's name is Iniesta, and I was like, are you for real?
Wow.
But yeah, it was actually a very good player for his age. It was very good.
That was prophetic.
That's prophetic still. But I could not believe that this guy called his kid's name Iniesta. Like,
That's
on his government ID, his name was Iniesta.
That's actually crazy. Dang.
But yeah, name your kids well.
I feel you, bro. I mean, it goes back to that whole lesson of like trusting God. I don't want to give it too much away because that's my next episode of Good Thoughts. But like,
oh yeah. Guys, by the way, sorry. This is the last episode of Release for this year.
Oh yeah, this is not even what we're supposed to do.
I forgot, bro. Was this a plan? What was the plan,
we're supposed to be reflecting on the year.
Reflecting. Well, fair enough.
I mean, this is
part of the reflecting. This is
part
of
the reflection.
Honestly,
man.
I didn't even know. Like, coming in here, I'm not gonna say I'm reflecting, but we can do this last episode. But do you have anything to round up what the last few points were?
No, nothing. I mean, okay, so let me just like take ownership of some of the things I've said. Like, I mean, like, I don't want it to sound like, oh, like Ola is just in these streets looking for whom to devour, kind of thing. Like,
hey, yo, what?
I'm not on the prowl because, like, I feel when I hear dating and stuff, that is the way. Like, I just imagine people on the prowl, like, ooh, who's there? Wow, let me jump, kind of thing. Like, that is not what I'm saying.
That ain't it, bro. Ain't
it. Right. But like, what I'm just saying is that while growing up, while like just trying to connect with ourselves and see which connections can last for life.
Case closed. I actually have no idea what this is going to be. The name, everything like that.
Me neither, man.
Like, because there's so much. This is probably the episode that will bring numbers.
This is spirit of release, man, bro. It's not, dude. Like my weakness is 5 man. Almost 140 plays.
140 plays. People's weaknesses, bro. There's no way people are actually.
My battery.
Oh. I just forgot.
What?
Don't tell me your battery is dead now.
Just keep going.
Don't tell me your battery is dead because, like, this is a part where, like, we have to talk about this
for sure.
to people. So it is the last week in November, first week of December, and you know what that is.
What?
Spotify Wrapped.
Oh,
the Spotify Wrapped. So I have never ever seen numbers like that in my lifetime. I
It's
saw
crazy,
400%. I was like, bro, 400%, that's breaking the calculator, man. There's
bro.
no
We,
way. And I saw that we're part of top 25 people as the number one
bro, number one for 25.
for 25 people on this,
That's
on this, on this God's earth. 25 people
crazy.
sit down to actually listen to us, and they are top 10. Sorry, top 5.
That's crazy, man.
Dios mío. There's no way. Like,
No, 25 was top podcast. Then it was 54 for top five.
wait.
And then
Sorry, come
68.
again. What?
25 was top number one podcast. 54 for top five. And 68 for top 10. Like, these numbers might sound small to someone, but like, imagine 68 people
There's
in a
no
room.
way that. There's no way that. How can that be small numbers? 68 people.
Maybe I'm just.
How many of the people that you know? How many friends do you know that are your 68 friends? Like 68 very good friends. Do you have 68 very good friends?
Actually, no, that's actually, I don't.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't do any. I didn't mean to step on toes there.
That's
But
crazy.
what I'm saying is, like, I'm flabbergasted, astonished. I can't believe it.
It's a bit
I
mad,
cannot believe
honestly.
it.
It's a bit mad, honestly, man. Like,
Yeah, I cannot believe it.
shout out to everybody who like is on this journey. Like, bro, this year has been like, it's been crazy. Like, I think we did a lot of things well this year, man.
We did. It was stepping up.
Bro, we
Like,
actually
and I think the problem was that when you now send me one of those videos of like, when we used to record on our former platform, I don't want to mention the platform. I think I have before, but that's their business. When we used to record on that former platform and seeing the work now, I'm just like, there's no way.
bro, we've actually grown. So like the quality, like I look at like the quality of the video, because you know when we record, it doesn't look that, like, it doesn't look as crisp. But like when you actually look at the clip after it's been exported, I'm like, this is literally YouTube quality.
Oh yeah.
Like, bro, it's crazy.
What do you
like,
mean? I purposely did it 2K. What do you mean by that,
it's
bro?
crazy, man. And like now, like we have our own page and everything. Like
We have our own TikTok. There's no way,
TikTok.
bro. I started using that app to do content. Disgusting, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, I think we've done really well this. I think there's still levels to go.
Oh
Because
yeah.
me, in my mind, I'm just like my ambition for this and for like what we're doing. Like, you know how like one of the podcasts that I saw, like everybody was like their top number one. It's like this shits and gigs like podcast.
Shits and gigs is nice. I'm not a regular listener, but when I hear them, because it's just like two guys
banter.
that shits and gigs is actually very, very nice. Let's be honest. Shits and gigs, 90s baby podcast. What's the other one?
I've never jammed any of these people.
I have, it's because it's UK this thing, but 90s baby podcast. These two are my boss, FK and Jola. What's their name again?
Right,
I have it here. They're very funny. They're from two ladies from Nigeria as well too.
oh,
the-
I said what I said.
I said what I said. Yes, I said what I said. Is nice.
I've actually never listened to it before.
No, actually, you should listen. They're actually very funny. Like, if you want to just laugh, like FK and Jola will make me laugh. There was even a time they had this guy called I don't know if you know Koye.
No, who you are?
Don't worry. Koye Kekere. Sorry. I'm still
Man, I don't know these people, man.
yeah. But like, it's amazing that out of there's 68 people
Yeah,
is
man.
crazy. Like, bruv. So thank you for everyone who has stayed with us. I cannot believe it. Like me, there's no way 68 people top 10 will say I'm listening to you every single week.
It's crazy,
Or
man.
every single week. Like, I even looked at the numbers today. I was like, there's no way. Like, they're just growing. Even the ones we've forgotten about the past. Like, for me, I don't even do that much promo. Shout out to you for your promotion. And I know I'm learning to be, I know I'm lowering my pride to be better at that. But what I'm so happy about is that it's consistency.
Yeah.
This was the first year I've ever fully consistently produced content in my years of producing content. Why am I talking like I have experience like that? But
I mean, you do though.
in all my time of consistently producing, this is the one time I have fully consistently produced for over a span of over 36 to 42 weeks. 30 because I know the first few weeks of the year we didn't start till March.
We didn't start so much, yeah.
We didn't start till March, but 36, but from March, every 2 weeks, we kept producing something. We found our schedule because we wanted to do every week before.
Every week, yeah.
But you see, this is the thing about trying and failing. We found our strength, we found our weaknesses, we found what works for us.
What works, yeah.
And this is what happens. Like when I saw the Spotify Wrapped, when I saw the number, I was like, that money you sent to me, I was like, there's no way. Let me bring it out.
Like, bro, like it's something I was watching. It was in my Todd's money series at the beginning of the year where they have like a financial sermon series that they do, and they was talking about like the whole idea of mastery, like when you master something, like that's.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and so like I'm like, you can only master something the longer you're consistent at it. Like I look at all these podcasts, like the Shits and Gigs and all these other folks, like they have like 390 something episodes. I'm like, these guys probably weren't discovered until maybe they're like 100 and something episode.
We just have like less than we're just at.
Bro, we're just at 30 something.
30 something.
So we're literally just starting. And like we're growing so much.
But you know something that you said last, like during the year? I'm not going to say it out in full words.
What did I say? I'm in my bag?
Not I'm in your bag. One of the messages you said you had for next year that you want to do.
Oh, that me I said or you that you said?
You said you want to do, like, obviously I said something about that. That's just a few weeks ago that I said, that's just like last week or 2 weeks ago that I said. But the big one that I said that we should calm down a little bit because it scared me.
Oh, yes. Yes. You know what? Like, I actually thought about that and I was like, you know what? Like, maybe that was me being a haste. It's definitely, I wrote it down.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was, though.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down because I think that was a vision from God. Next year might not be like the time to do it, but I know it's something we'll do.
Oh yeah, obviously down the line that's gonna happen,
bro.
But
man, that's going to be wild. Oh,
that's gonna like if that and by the grace of God when it's gonna, I feel like I'm just gonna burst out in tears in front of everybody. There's no way it could be this crazy, but.
It's wild.
I think the only thing that helped me, honestly, is doing this with someone else. Because if I decided to do this on my own, what is the meaning of, what is the numbers, what is... I know my weaknesses, and I'm working on them. Bro, can you freaking change this camera? Just go to the second one.
I have to plug, but you know what? Like this thing. Wait.
We can take a break at this point. Just guys, give us a moment. Let's let this guy fix his issues here. Please follow us on Instagram and TikTok at release.pod.
We're back.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that.
LOL, we're back.
Anyway, that's his new. Yeah, so we're about to. So I don't know if you have the stats, but what I was saying was that like. Consistency is what we did, and it's just amazing to see that okay, people actually support this work.
Yeah,
and maybe for me, it's like I just needed. I believe in the work we do. I just know that there's a way I protect myself from actually like
dreaming.
Don't use those words. Protect myself away from like being so number focused on this because I still want the essence of this to keep itself. Yeah. It is my mechanism to help myself keep focused and show up and do the work as well. But that's the thing. Many times we showed up, did the work, we left it, and we just produced. Like my weakness is for Fine Woman came out of nothing.
Bro, that came
It came out of nothing. Like I think that's the podcast. Even like the release on tour was kind of funny
Yeah.
because it was like you were a moment away from saying let's not drop it. I was like, there's no way I'm not dropping this. I thought
That's actually so true.
there was no way I was not going to drop that. I was like, I'm going
That's
to find a
so
way, bro.
true.
Like I said, I'm going to find a way to make this work. And that's why at the beginning of the episode, I had to apologize that, you know what, there
Yeah.
was a mixture in the mics and everything like that. But I planned that. I knew from the moment I was like, I'm literally, they stopped me at the airport for that thing, bro.
That's crazy.
Uh-oh.
Hey. Bruh.
So just keep talking. Guys, don't worry. Next year, this will not be
Next year, this will not happen. Don't worry, we're going to have a review meeting and they will analyze all the things that were not going great. Because guys, like we're literally figuring this thing out in terms of like we've only done
That's why I
three.
don't edit things out.
Yeah, you know what? When I think about it, we've only done 3 episodes. Is it 3 or 2 episodes this year in the same place? Like we did release on tour, and then we did allow others to be great, and then actually I really like that episode. But then we had bro, that episode was. But then we had like a like my malfunction at the end. Like the mixer went crazy, and I'm like, wow, like that would have literally been my best episode this year. But then we've only done 2 episodes together. And you know what's crazy is that like, bro, we've been doing this thing for like 2 years. We started this in 2021, so that's wild to me that like a lot of people are discovering us now, which is great, which is amazing. Like, thank you for joining and hopping on. But like, man, like we've grown. I'm telling you, maybe one day I think I've already shared like some of the old videos before, but like people need to go and see the old videos and then see the quality of the content we're putting out now. And you can't tell me that like, bro, we thank God, man. Honestly, for real, thank God. Because
Okay, we're gonna go another quick commercial break. Sorry
crazy.
for the bit. Sorry. In real time, this has been 15 minutes, sorry, almost 30 minutes of
Bro, it
resetting.
has been close to 45 minutes, not even 30, bro.
No, it's that. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro,
I need to go. I'm supposed to stop eating at 9.
that's crazy.
But yeah, we're just gonna make it quick, short, and
We're reflecting.
reflecting. It's been a wonderful year. Best
has.
content production year I've ever had in my life. And I think personally I have to give honor and respect to the fact that I did it with you. And that's what makes the job so much easier than people think. Because it's like, guys, I can be kind of forgetful, nonchalant sometimes. But he's the one that will bring me back and remind me what we're doing. Because I sometimes just do things just in a way just to be like, just to get things more. But it reminds me of the purpose and everything that we do. And I'm glad that I have you by my side because it grounds me back. It grounds me back. Work is so much easier when you do it with people. And I kid now, work is so much easier when you do it with people. And that has been the most amazing thing for me this year, to do with someone. To consistently do it, and even to see the production and see all those kind of things. Like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. I can say the same thing too, bro. Like, honestly, I feel like doing this thing with you this year, like, I think I've learned patience because me, like, I'm like a driver. Like, I like to, like, push. And then, like, you know, when you say things like, oh, you know, don't look at the numbers because you want to keep doing this thing, or, you know, like that to me, like, I respect it a lot, and for me it inspires me in a way where it's just like, okay, I need to stop obsessing with like the destination and just really like enjoy this ride and just like make sure like we keep showing up. And like, that was such a huge mental shift for me, like during the course of the year. So like I wouldn't have been able to get there if it wasn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, and it's been a great year, man. Like we have dropped a lot of content. Like, bro, like our episodes average an hour. Like we've dropped close to like 20 something episodes this year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's like almost like a day's worth of content. So like it's been a crazy year of outputs. I know we're still figuring out things like setup and stuff, but like
Guys, it's hard to do this over the network because a lot of things.
it's hard. But like, I think like next year we'll like come back, we'll like revisit things, and then we'll figure out like how to improve. Because at the end of
And
the day, that's what it's about.
a lot more collaborations. I can promise that next year. That one I can fully give that to anybody. That yes, a lot more collaborations will work out.
I can't wait for that, man. I can't wait for that. I feel like that would be amazing, honestly,
I think
man.
that's the next step. Collaborations is the next step we're going to be thinking about right now because it's like we have to like there are a lot of people who are creating good content and we always drop like the info about them and everything who's creating podcasts as well too. It would be nice to actually work with more people
Yeah,
and just bounce off a lot of more people ideas that we've always been talking about.
it's crazy because like we're low-key creating like a mini like podcast community,
Community.
which is like amazing.
I never thought of it that way. I just used
It's
to put
it's
into
li-
this.
it's literally amazing, man. Like it's beautiful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next year, man. By God's grace, we will be farther than where we got to this year. By God's grace, there will be increase on all sides because may I serve a God of abundance,
Yep.
and may I pray
More
that
consistency.
more consistency, more structure. Yeah, man. Like,
I mean, I think it's actually well structured right now. Well, for some things, like podcast episodes are quite structured. Social media is one thing we're figuring out as well, too.
yeah, next year I think
But
like yeah, our social media
yeah,
game will improve next year. Like I think we just launched the page this year
yeah.
in like
My aim is still like it's December 4th. This is the first time I'm going to be a numbers person. My aim is to get the Instagram page to 100 followers by the end of this year.
my end of
We're
this
on
year. So
80.
we're on 90. We need 10 more followers.
Oh, huh. I tell me I need to push my number even to be higher.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, let's
Okay.
stick with end of the year 100. I think seems realistic.
100 seems realistic, but can I just be, I talked about in this episode, like, I need I've downloaded a bit
Delusion.
of Delusion. Delulu. I need to live in Delulu land. And it's still Delulu land 120.
Before the end of the year. That's 30.
30.
That's 30, bro. That's not easy. I mean, like, I know, like, 30 people who probably don't follow us, but, like, still, like, to get people to follow, like, you have to push for people to follow.
That means content. That means, like, content
It
every
means more
2
content,
days for the
yeah.
rest of the year.
Yep.
Oh, I just set myself up.
I
Because
didn't
that's
say-
more work, but fair enough.
I didn't say anything, man. But, I mean, like, it's possible. It's possible.
120.
Like, 19 a
So,
year
yeah.
is pretty good, man.
19 a year is actually fantastic. But for anyone who has listened to this and has not gone to follow us, go release the pod. We're trying to reach 90 followers before 120 followers before the end of the year. We could have said 100, but delusion. This is me
Yeah.
following delusion. Let's believe in something. And if it doesn't happen, we'll still be delusional. Yeah.
My own goal is I want 50 followers on Spotify by the end of the year. We are at 48 right now.
Come
And
on, man.
also rate us 5 stars. We only have 11 5-star ratings. So
Okay,
if
let's set targets. Let's put 15-star ratings.
15
And let's
15
put
5-star
60.
ratings.
15 5-star ratings, and let's put 60 on
That's
Spotify.
crazy. Yeah, sure.
Well,
60
actually, that's actually kind of crazy because how are we going to get 60? Because we're not posting any episodes until... You know what? Fair enough. It can still happen.
This can be promo for Instagram.
This can be promo for... So, we're just trying to get, again, we're trying to reach 120 followers before the end of the year on our
Yeah.
Instagram page. Our TikTok, we're
At 13 followers, which is not
13
terrible.
followers,
Yeah,
which is
it's
not
not-
terrible because that
yeah.
page just started like 2 weeks ago or like a
Yeah.
month ago. So we're trying to get to 25 on that one.
Yes, on TikTok.
On TikTok 25, on what's the other page? On Spotify,
Spotify 60.
60
followers.
60 followers. Believe in yourself.
15 5-star ratings.
15 5-star ratings. That's all we're asking for.
I want to say 20. I want to say 25-star ratings. I
Okay,
want to-
20. Let's move. 20 then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the outcome, and that's just our aim for the rest of the year. The year's not
Yeah.
over.
It's not over.
So that means that you just need to watch out for our Instagram page because I think we're going to be doing a lot of. I wish I have all the files. I think I still have all the files,
Okay.
but I want us to do a lot of. There's going to be a lot of promo from all our episodes and everything like that.
Loads of content
And
this year, man.
loads of content like for the rest of the year. Our Instagram page is probably going to be popping every 2 days.
Yeah. And then for me, there's one more episode. Mid-season finale of Good Thoughts is dropping next week.
That's good.
Yeah. So Good Thoughts is a seasonal show. So this is season 1. 10 episodes this season.
We were just a yearly show, so
Yeah,
we stopped
release-
at this time because families
Yeah, exactly. Release is like that TV channel that is just playing all the time.
all the time.
Yeah.
It comes on every 2 weeks. You know
Exactly.
it's going to come on, but in the end of it all. But we'll be back for sure.
We'll be back. We'll be
in
back.
January. So I guess that's where it is before our cameras goes off again. Thank you guys for listening to us. For everyone that's tuned in for us for the entire year. From me, myself, Olafunto, David, I was about to say my full comment meant to relax.
Crazy.
From me, myself, Funtoa, and from
Hola.
we say thank you for joining us all this year to help us
Thank you
build
so
our
much.
content, to build a community. We're so appreciative. Wish everyone a wonderful Merry Christmas and
Merry
a
Christmas.
flourishing,
Abundant,
wonderful,
bountiful.
and abundant 2024 to come for you guys.
Amen.
We love you all, but God loves you more.
Hey, let's go.